Good day, everyone. I'm Suffolk Ram.
Skazz, yes.
Welcome to episode 253 of the Brand Nose Podcast. We're getting
253.
We're getting close to Ram nerds.
Ram, nerds,
Ram
Ramby, nerd. Ram the
Yeah,
nerd.
Ram nerds. Yes, and we'll change our background to sick of Ram. That's not a euphemism. And we get cut off YouTube if I had to change our background to that. And we'll be celebrating our Ramiversary. So it's been a long time since we lost our last one. Last one would have been 128, which is a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, several years ago.
God,
now.
I feel old.
Well, you are old.
Yeah, I was going to say someone's like you because you are old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being young and full of life when we started this.
Which is over 11 years ago now.
Yeah. You know what they say to when kids are going through puberty, like they've got hair in places that they didn't have before. It's like, yeah, mate, fucking after doing this podcast, I've got pain in places I didn't have before.
Our podcast, I think is our podcast now starting secondary school.
Oh, mate.
11 years old.
Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah, our podcast goes. It's science secondary school. We send off every day for its little rucksack, and it's all.
Mate, are we going to get to the point where what are we going to do when the podcast is old enough to drink?
Have a celebration.
Meet it down the pub.
Yeah, meet the podcast. We'll take the podcast to the pub, so I can have his first pint on his 18 in August 2031. I think that's right. We'll take the podcast for a pint in the pub.
Gotta make sure we live that long, Ram, because we are getting on a bit.
We'll make it, possibly.
Possibly.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. We'll take the podcast for a drink, and then perhaps we can get married off at like 21. We can get married off to another podcast somewhere.
Oh wow, that sounds like a corporate buyout.
Well, we're big by then. We will actually we may even have like a new subscriber by that point.
A new subscriber, man. Yeah. I mean, who else is going to provide this quality entertainment?
Yeah.
If we were to cark it, like we just said, touch wood, we don't. But if we don't make it that far, then who else is going to provide this top notch?
Exactly.
The highest quality of anti-content out there.
I do love looking through the YouTube channel and seeing occasionally where obviously the algorithm has decided that we've produced something semi-worthwhile, because you'll go through like 8 views, 9 views, 11 views, 13 views, 1,400 views. Like, hang on a second.
Yeah, it's got to be your stuff, mate. It's got nothing more.
No, we had one of the Tiny Tina's got boosted.
Oh, mate.
And there was one of my Doctor Who reviews got boosted because someone shared it on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
And that got boosted. So, like, well, okay, that was unexpected. It's nice seeing it.
You're famous, man.
I don't think so. If I'm famous, where's all my YouTube money?
Yeah, that's not really a thing these days. Not unless you've got a bajillion subscribers. And even then, you'll probably only earn a tenner.
Yeah.
You need to get your Love Honey sponsorship on.
True.
You need to sort out your OnlyFans account.
We've got an OnlyFans account.
Are we?
You know we have. We set it up.
That'd be fantastic.
I think we
set up a Pornhub account.
Oh, that's Pornhub. Sorry, tell a lie.
Because, mate.
We'll set an OnlyFans account on the other OnlyFans site.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah. OnlyFans. Spinny. We need to get an industrial fan, just for shits and giggles, so we can say we've got the biggest fan.
There is a company, and the actual name is Big Ass Fans. That is their actual company name. And their
I want one.
Their logo is a donkey. And it's like, I think the logo, if I remember correctly, the donkey's got like its back end facing towards you. And it's like brand on the back, Big Ass Fans.
It's beautiful.
At the suffering of the audio viewers, I'm going to now Google Big Ass Fans.
I just want to throw out though, I'm glad that some companies still have a sense of humour. That was not an AI name, man.
Oh yeah, here it is. Big ass fans. Now let's send Skazz the link so he can enjoy the joy that is big ass fans.
Big ass fans. Big air, big fans, big attitude. I love it.
Let me copy these.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's their
I
logo.
want one.
And then there's their logo.
Dude, that is so shiny.
Isn't it cool?
I want one.
I mean, you're going to need you're going to need a big place to put it, but because it's a big ass fan, you're going to need a big place.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah.
Just as a note, now until end of year, save 25% on our best-selling industrial overhead fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Have you got free phase?
Fucking, I don't care. I just want one.
They are cool. I will admit that.
Like, I don't care if I've got the space for it. I don't care if I can't run it. I just want one.
Imagine walking into someone's, you walk into someone's house, they have those really shitty ceiling fans.
Yeah.
It's got those like 3 lights on it. But as you walk into someone's house, they've got one of these mounted to the ceiling, and you go, "Oh shit!"
Fan.
It's like,
do you want to check out my big ass fan?
As you walk in, they have like those little things that have like they have like a fairground, so you mustn't be this tall to enter.
Yeah.
Because like if you're taller than that, you're getting decapitated.
Mate, that thing's gorgeous.
It is beautiful, isn't it? Etched. It's got a picture of a donkey's bottom on it. What more could you possibly want?
Dude, seriously, I shouldn't be looking at this going, dude, that is one sexy ass piece of engineering. That is one sexy ass.
That is, yeah, it is. I want to buy, because you can only buy them like someone said. There are places that sell surplus turbine fans from like jet engines. So you know when a jet engine gets like turbine can't be reused because of crack or something in it.
Yeah,
there are companies that you can buy them off. Trouble is, they all insist like taking them, like polishing them up beautifully and like making really nice. I don't want. I want one literally like fresh off the engine.
No, I get you.
I want it sort of like showing its history on it and stuff. Don't like polish it and stuff. I want it. They get mounted on. They still like stand like in the corner of your room. But I really want to buy one.
I just want to throw out there, right? When you said, "Oh yeah, you know when like the engine's a bit worn, it's got some damage, it's got some cracks, they're taking it out of service." What you're saying is they've not taken it to one of those geezers in like India or China that's out in the outback of nowhere, and they're like, "Yeah, mate, I've got a hammer and a fire, and I'm going to fix this shit."
Now that is a callback for those of you who didn't join us for our games night yesterday. That's a callback. So perhaps Skazz would like to discuss what we've been doing on games night.
Oh fuck.
You walked into
that one. MudRunners?
MudRunners, yeah.
Yeah, we've been playing a game called MudRunners. Imagine Euro Truck, but dirtier.
And very with dirty.
Smaller maps, mate, thank fuck.
Very small maps.
So
MudRunner. Sorry,
it's not
MudRunner, it's MudRunner.
MudRunner, okay, fair enough. But there's 2 of us, so we are MudRunners.
We are MudRunners. And it's a spin tires game. I don't know what spin tires is, but it's a spin tires game, apparently.
So basically the groove of this game is you are driving these big ass heavy off-road trucks. You go from your kind of base of operations through like a swamp, big old forest, across dirt tracks, through small rivers, that kind of thing. You pick up a material and then you have to take it to another location. Depending on the map, you can have different fuel ports, different pickup points, different garages. Only one garage is unlocked at the start. To unlock other garages, you have to go to like a lumber yard, take stuff to the nearest depot or whatever. That'll unlock another garage. After you get like a certain amount of points, you unlock more garages.
I think you unlock garages actually different to lumber. You have to transport like garage points to, which is like fuel canisters and stuff.
Oh, sure.
So the basic,
I have trouble with this because we're playing. What mode is it? I'm sure there's probably stuff that we're missing. Yeah, we're playing like casual mode, which is probably for the best because fucking hell.
We're shit.
Oh yeah, we're terrible. But it's so I imagine it's probably more in depth than what we've been playing. But My gods, man, when you get into that groove, like having to find a route, because the you get is a map, compass, and you have to navigate around the map. You can find waypoints to kind of clear like the fog of war
Yeah, watch
on the map.
points. Yeah,
Um,
very Far Cry.
but but without those, um, you really are just kind of going blind, trying to find paths through trees, through like trying to find these random dirt tracks to try and get about. Um, it can get really, really hairy, man. Like you can just drive your truck clean off of a cliff. Like it's late at night. You've got your lights on. You can't really see. You're driving through this like kind of this kind of forested area, and the next thing you fucking know, the front of your truck just tips off the edge of a fucking cliff, and you're done, son.
Yep. And you have to hope that your friend can come winch you out.
Yeah, dude, I love that winch mechanic. The idea that you can actually actively get stuck. Your truck can get stuck in heavy mud, water, get caught on something, and you have to winch your vehicle out, or the other person. We've both completely trashed our trucks and drained our fuel, so we've had to like pull each other across the map at times. Fantastic.
That's the fun part, putting like working together to like pull across the map. I kind of wish the map game was more like that, where you have to like work together. Because it's a single player game, but it can do multiplayer. It'd be nice there's some maps that like you have to work together to get across, like winching stuff. I think my only sort of gripe with it is I think the interface could be a lot better, particularly with winching.
It's not great on control pad, I will say.
No, I mean the winching really you need a mouse. I mean I'm not sure how. Yeah,
so when you bring up, so you hit like winch button, and then it'll bring you into advanced mode. And advanced mode kind of gives you the ability to kind of tweak little bits on your truck, like how you load and things up on that. But when you're in winch mode specifically, it'll put a bucket of dots on the map. A section on your truck, where do you want the winch to start, or where do you want the cable to hook to, and then where do you want to connect it to. Trying to kind of aim those with the control pad is an absolute nightmare, and so you just kind of have to hope you stick to the right place.
So on the control pad, because I'm using a mouse, so for me it's easy, it's click and drag. Well, on a control pad, is it like you're just controlling a mouse with a controller, or do you?
No, I'm just winging around the camera, and then the line that is the winch wire just kind of sticks to the next, like magnetically attaches to the next dot that's on the screen. So do you just like pick? Do you just click where you want it to go?
I click on the winch point on my truck. I just drag it to wherever I wanted to winch to. So I get the same interface. I'll get a picture of my truck. My truck will have like 6 winch points, like 2, probably 5, like 2 on the front, 1 on each side, 1 on the rear. I click on one, and then it'll show me all the other winch points I can winch to, like trees, other vehicles. I just click and drag to the other vehicle. So I wonder if it's going to do something like a snapping mechanic, where like you snap around, select the winch point, then you select where you're going to winch to, but so like snaps between them. I would say the whole sort of interface is a bit shit.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
And the way the mechanics
feels very early access. Is the game early access?
No, no, it's definitely it's actually got sequels, I think.
Oh shit!
I think there's a follow up to this one, or it's at least.
Oh
got
no,
DLC.
I think I've seen that on PlayStation.
Yeah, I think there's like at least there's either a sequel or there's at least like DLC for it. So no, this is how it is. But yeah, the whole interface is a little bit crap. I kind of wish though. I would have liked it to be more like when you're like moving on the map and stuff, rather than having an actual map which you go into. I'd like to have something you have a screen, but you have to like it's like a paper map where it doesn't show where you are. You have to work out where you are. That
would have been nice. Initially, when you described the game to me, Ram, that's kind of what I thought was going to be going on.
That's what I thought was going to be like.
But instead, you actually bring up a full-on map screen. What was the last game we played where it would actually bring up a physical map?
Green Hell had a physical map, didn't it?
Yeah, that might have been Green Hell that we were playing then. Yeah, because all of a sudden you actually pull up, your character actually pulls up a physical map.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that in MudRunner. The maps they feel fucking huge though, but they're not actually that big at all.
No,
when you first look at a map, it's really quite intimidating because you are moving quite slow a lot of the time. But just as you pick up speed and you actually get moving, even at a lower speed, The maps aren't very big, but my God, sometimes they do feel pretty brutal. And if you damage your truck, which is quite easy,
Yeah.
you are going to be moving at a snail's pace. You will bleed fuel and speed very
Yeah.
quickly.
I would have liked the map spin perhaps a bit bigger, but what I would have liked them to do is be more like orienteering, where you're trying to get to like checkpoints
Well,
and
see,
do
that's
stuff.
what the trouble is. That's what the tutorial kind of leads you to believe the game is. Because
Yeah.
you start off in a small, like, Jeep
Yeah.
or whatever, like a 4x4, and then you actually move into a bigger truck, and then it's
Yeah.
like winch here, go there, do this, do that. But when you actually get into the game, whether or not it's just because we're in casual mode, it's nothing like that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. If the game was like, you start here, there's these 10 points, you have to do them in a certain order because it's a checkpoint system, and you have to use a manual map. There's no like showing you where you are. You have to you've got a physical compass, a map. You have to work out where you are, and then you have to work. You perhaps tell you where you start, but you have to use it to navigate around and work your way to each checkpoint. A bit like a race, almost like sort of like after, and you have to sort of work. That's all. That's the challenge is getting to each place.
Yeah,
I think it'd be quite fun. But really, all it is, you say, is taking place from one place to another. Which, actually, fact, once you know where it is, it's quite quick. So, our one we played yesterday, that took us an hour and 40 minutes. However, if we cut out all the time we were fucking around getting stuck and got to the bit where we actually found because basically you take logs from a log depot to a lumber yard.
should be noted, like lumberyard, fuel stop, whatever, they are always marked on the map, even if you've got fog of war. Always.
Yes.
So you know where they are, but the idea of hitting the waypoint, other than getting an achievement for unlocking the waypoints on the map, if you unlock a waypoint, it will actually kind of show you where there are some kind of roads.
Yes.
Which, to be fair, aren't actually that difficult to find. But then sometimes you're actually better off avoiding the roads entirely.
Yeah, it's often quicker.
As we found.
Yeah. Yeah, we caught cross country. And once we figured that out, I think it took us like 15 minutes, 20 minutes to actually do what we needed to do. I mean, we had to unlock the watch points first, admittedly, which did take us a little bit of time. But the actual mission didn't take very long at all. So it's sort of like, you know, when you play a game, it's like this game has got some real good ideas, just on the cusp of being really good. That's what I feel MudRunner is. It's got some neat ideas. It's close. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun game.
It is, yeah.
I think playing by yourself, though, would be a very different experience.
Yes, because at that point, I think you'd probably end up abusing like the return to garage teleportation mechanic, which we don't.
I don't think you've got a lot of choice, though, would
generally.
You would have a lot of choice.
Well, no, of course, because there'd be no one to bail you out.
Yeah.
Whereas I was sat comfortably drinking a coffee whilst drowning my truck.
And you could have
you
done that. You could have done that, but I think it's more fun that someone has to come rescue you and get out. And I mean, when we were,
it added to the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah, when we were getting used to that fuel station, and we had to sort of work our way through the map looks like quite a big distance. It actually isn't that big a distance at all. And I had to drag. Skazz was completely out of fuel. I had to drag him to the fuel station, and what made that interesting was there several points where it's like, okay, we'll disconnect my winch, move a little bit, reconnect the winch. It's all we had to almost puzzle our way through it. That was really engaging and fun because we were having to think about what we were doing. We had to planning our routes and stuff and working our way to get there. That's just probably one other criticism is that the vast majority of the game is all the tracks you're going on are really thick mud. You're getting stuck or being very slow. I kind of wish, again, if it's more orienteering, you could go try and plan your routes to try and perhaps find better routes or perhaps find shortcuts. I mean, that could be part of the game. It's like, okay, pick the quickest routes between these two places. We won't tell you the quickest route is, so you have to look at the map and go, okay, well, that way's the safe route. Perhaps we can cut through here and navigate through here. And you can't quite go to Crowfires, but this might be a quicker route. And the game then is, okay, you managed to get to this route from A to B by crossing this many meters. You've got a better rating because you've done it in a shorter route. You know, that sort of thing would be quite an interesting way of adapting it. But still a fun game. And
It is. Would you be interested enough in playing the sequels then, or the other stuff?
I think I might do. I mean, once we've got like I think 5 maps for us to play through at the moment without the DLCs. To be fair, for games night, that'll probably be, I would imagine, us done for games night. I would have thought, because we want to, after 5 episodes, we want to move on to something else. Unless you want to do more. But I think I would be interested to play the other maps. I think also I would like a bit more variety in the maps. Because basically, the 2 maps you played have both been brown, mostly brown with a little bit of green.
It fits with obviously with the name of the game. We're MudRunners, but by the same note, the trouble is, right, we've done 2 levels, right, and I think both of those stages have only had a 25% completion rate. In Steam achievements. I wonder if there are sequels. I'm sure I've seen the same kind of game, but like in snow and all that kind of stuff. I wonder if maybe they've fixed the issues that we're having with this game in those, because I still see a lot of people playing those.
Yeah. So let's have a quick look.
I mean, people I know are playing MudRunner, and they're putting a lot of time into it. But I wonder if that's just because they are getting stuck in mud for like 12 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So MudRunner was released in 2017.
2017, I wouldn't complain too much. It's not that bad.
No. There's expansion American Wilds, which features American Ultimate Soviets, contains more paved roads.
I think I have some of the DLCs.
Yeah, I've got some of the DLCs as well. I tell you what else actually I dislike about
it. Go on.
Synchronization between players.
Terrible.
I don't think it even tries. I don't think
you're there. I can see you're there. I can hear you use the horn. No lights. No truck damage.
Yeah,
it also tells me where you've pathed, so I know where you've got stuck.
Yeah.
But like, which is actually in some degrees quite impressive.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
However, if I can't see that your truck is completely carked, I think that would kind of add to it. Yeah. Because there are times when you've been like, I am pissing fuel, I'm on fire.
I've got sparks coming out of me.
And it's like, I can't see you at all, dude.
As far as you're concerned, it's a pristine truck.
Yeah. Or when it's pitch black, I can't see your lights.
Yeah.
You're basically driving in the dark. I can't see you.
Yeah. It's a real shame that it doesn't synchronize. It hasn't got that level of polish that Euro Truck has. Euro Truck has got a real high level polish. They've got the game and they've spent a lot of time polishing it.
Yeah. And Euro Truck's fantastic. Yeah. That is a sleeper game and a half, man. There's no 2 ways about it.
Euro Truck is an amazing game.
Like anyone that looks at Euro Truck and goes, "That's shit," you clearly haven't played it.
No, Euro Truck's one of my most played games.
Dude, my youngest son started playing it with me.
Oh, mate. Is he loving it?
And he was like, this is crazy. It's like, this is fucking really fun. And all I'm doing is driving. It's like, yeah, it's nuts, huh?
Yeah. It's a game to play when you want a bit of a chill. It's in the same vein of Flight Simulator, which I suppose makes sense. It's a game to play when you want a bit of chill time. You could put a podcast on, put the TV on even if you want, and you have a little bit of a chill, but you just drive your truck. I'm just going to drive across Europe. And sort of like,
I mean, dude, I used to do that. I used to play Euro Truck on stream because like I had nothing else to play. Well, I had loads of stuff to play, but I just wanted to put on some tunes and just relax.
Yeah.
Just chill out. And if someone goes, well, aren't streaming supposed to be the thing you do to relax? Sometimes, but just other times I was just like, have a look at this game. It's fun. If you're having a shit time, just put this on, pick a place to deliver to, and just fucking drive, man. Just chill out.
Yeah.
Put on a podcast, put on an audiobook in the background, something that you've actually wanted to consume, subway. Because you can largely switch off in Euro Truck. Just follow the fucking sat nav.
Yeah.
Don't hit people. Don't drive off the road.
Proper real sort. You've got VR in Euro Truck.
Yeah. That's great.
That is, because you've got proper mirrors. Again, I don't know if you've actually, in MudRunners, have you gone into the cabs in MudRunners at all?
No, I haven't.
Right.
I don't know what button to press to do that.
See, on the keyboard, it's number 3.
Cool. So on my Steam Deck, that'll be
something.
a
The
button.
trouble with
It doesn't tell you in the tutorial.
No, it doesn't.
The tutorial is really quite misleading.
I think
and empty.
On the piece, if you go into the mode where you can move the camera around, I think there's a button to switch camera views in that, and it highlights.
Well, because I was thinking, I wish I could play this in cab view.
Yeah.
Not good.
The trouble with the cab view is that the cabs aren't in any way. So the only thing that's all simulated part of the cab is the steering wheel. So again, in Euro Truck, the whole cab is simulated. You've got a sat nav, you've got your drives. You could switch off the whole interface and just have you could drive from the cab.
Yeah,
in Euro Truck,
which I think is great. In fact, that is so immersive.
In fact, I used to do that. I didn't do it in VR because the resolution of the VR headset isn't quite good enough. Some of the fine details, but playing it on a normal screen, I had all the GUI switched off and just did it all from the cab.
Yeah,
great. You don't get any of that. All it literally does is basically the interface you see around the edge of the screen gets moved roughly to where the cab is. It literally moves the elements around. So you'll have your. I think you have got a full gauge. I think you've got a speedometer. But everything else is just sort of shunted into the cab. It doesn't feel anywhere as immersive. And
let's be fair, you don't give a shit about the speedo in that game. You are not moving at any kind of speed to require a speedo at all.
No, and I don't think you can. Can you look around in the cab? I don't think you can, which makes it basically very difficult to use. Because I do find in a lot of games, which simulation games, they somehow really mess up your visibility out of a cab.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you play, they don't ever get the seat position just right. Whereas when you're in an actual car, you can see quite a lot around you. But in a game, you can see every game's playing driving a tank, and you can see a small little window in front of you.
Yeah, sure.
So I dislike a bit about So yeah, I don't recommend the cab view. Again, you just got far better to go for. Euro Truck, I play completely in the cab because you got mirrors. I never.
I never play outside of the cab in Euro Truck if I can help it, unless I'm trying to get a shot, as it were, to show people a view. Rest of the time, I am in that truck. Yeah. I'm always in the truck.
I kind of wish though in Euro Truck that in the multiplayer mode, when you finished your mission, you could go through other people.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be nice. You could watch it because I did a fantastic reverse when we were playing. Me, you, as airplane, but because you both finished before me, you never got to see it. I was like, oh, they could see my amazing reverse. I reversed next to someone's private boat and didn't hit it. It's amazing.
I don't believe that at all, Ram. I've seen you drive.
Honestly, this reverse was perfect. I was so.
I just want to throw out there. Ram has had complaints from his own family about his driving in that game. It's fantastic.
Oh, my father hates my driving in that game. You're speeding.
Of all of the people, right? I'm the gung-ho motherfucker out of the Rand Nerds. I'm supposed to be the guy that gets the speed tickets, crashes, kills 15 people, and gets sent to prison. Not you.
No, that is true. Oh, I think I might have got a speeding ticket the other day.
No, mate.
On the dual carriageway coming out of Dereham. I go past, and I see, because I was going too fast, I see I get to a lay-by.
I've never known you get a speeding ticket for going too slow, mate.
Yeah. You can actually get done for going too slow. You're not keeping up with the rest of traffic.
You're causing a nuisance.
Yeah. And I got to a lay-by, and I saw a police car the lay-by, and as I went past the lay-by, I just saw a guy stood outside with one of those speedo guns. I was like,
what a cunt.
No. It's like, oh no. And I was doing... Yeah, I was going to watch this, so this ain't going to get picked up in court. I was doing 80 and a 70.
Oh, Ram!
But it's not really 80 because my car overreads. It's probably more like 77 in the 70.
Fuck off, mate. Come on.
No, it does overread.
Regardless, a couple miles over the speed limit, you're going to one of those speed awareness courses.
I suspect I'm getting a speed awareness because I do suspect that's what's going to happen.
They'll go, do you want points? Do you want points? Do you want a fine? Or do you want to fuck off over there and take a class and go, never do it again?
Yeah, I'll do the speed awareness course. I've had a friend do a speed awareness course. He said it was absolutely the most bullshit course he ever did.
Yeah, one of my mates did the same thing. I was fucking hilarious. What's hilarious though, right, is that I'm not great on the road. Never had a ticket. Never had a ticket, motherfucker.
Oh, well, see, I've never had a ticket before. That's mainly because I've always followed the rules, of course, and never
Of
sped.
course.
And it's the one time I sped, I got caught, but I haven't had the letter through yet. So I'm waiting for the letter to
But
come
that's what
through.
happens, mate. It's the first time.
Yeah,
It's the
I'm,
first time. Just don't do
I'm
it.
hoping because I know they sometimes have like little percentages, like around the speed, like before they actually ticket you. So I'm hoping I might be within the percentage, and I'm hoping I might get like a little. Slap
You've
on
got
the
far
wrist.
too much faith in our
I know.
legal system.
Look, and let me have some degree of hope until the right arrives the door.
Oh yeah, sorry, mate. No, they won't do you. They're nice. They're cool.
Okay, they're cool. Yeah, the cameras
That's
are
like
working.
one of my mates said. So what happens when the police come up behind you, like they pull you over? It's like, yeah, do you know why we pulled you over this evening? And I was like, yeah, because you're fucking bored. You've had a pretty shit night and you're bored and you've got nothing better to do, which is why you're talking
This
to
is the
me.
first time you
Like,
pull me over. Can I have a freebie?
and they go, yeah, that's not what you say to a police officer when they pull you over. So what do you do if they ask if they want to search your car? Refuse. No, you can't. You cannot. Have you got a warrant? No. So you're not searching my vehicle.
I think if I got pulled over, I've always said if I got pulled over, what I would do is I just go. If they pull me over, I think I'll just go. Do you know why I pulled me over? Yeah, I was speeding. Yeah. So
In fairness, someone I know has actually got off for doing that.
I think honesty is the answer. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure it's over, but it's going to be the same. Is that yeah, I've got no excuse. Of course, I shouldn't be speeding. I was doing it because I was just wanting to be a bit faster, and I've got no excuse why. I'm not going to give you a bullshit reason. I've not got a pregnant wife at home. I've not got. I've literally. I've got no reason to speed. I'm sorry.
I just fucking felt like
I wanted to get.
the road was clear until I saw you.
Yeah, it was a straight road. I wanted to get down a little bit quicker than normal, and I think that's the best policy in terms of not getting away with something, but having
They
a little
usually
bit.
tell you actually just don't say it.
Have a bit
Because
of
they're
leniency.
doing it to pull you in. But to be fair, I've not been. I don't think I've been pulled over by the police. I've been put in the back of a police car, but I haven't been pulled over by the police.
Yeah, I've been breathalyzed by the police.
Mate, what were you doing?
Oh, that's after a road accident.
Oh, there you go.
I got breathalyzed. It went straight to green because I'm a good boy who doesn't. I don't drink and drive. No, I'm a good boy in that regards. But
Yeah, mate, he doesn't drink and drive. He never speeds.
Oh, I speed all the fucking time. No, I never speed at all. No, yeah, I've been breathalyzed once. I've seen someone get pulled over for something they did to me. I was driving to Norwich one evening, and I had this old Daihatsu 4-track, MudRunner territory. This is off-roader, but he was very basic, and as I was driving down, I was in the left-hand lane. Somebody was in like one of the bigger laybys. They pulled out and rejoined the dual carriageway in front of me. I braked hard because basically, and when I braked hard, my wheels locked, the brakes locked.
Yeah.
And in a panic, I managed I would have gone straight into the back of them because they pulled literally right out in front of me. But I was able to have the forefoot to check my mirror, see that the right lane was clear, put an indicator on, swerve across the road with my brakes locked up, and tail up in, and then go in front and pull across. Well, as soon as I did that, blues and twos light up behind me, and I'm thinking, oh shit. But I follow along, and this other car's also been blue and two, so we pull across. I get up there, and I pull across, and the police all stop next to me as the other car behind me, and I say, "Why are you pulling me over?" And he goes, "No, mate, we're pulling the idiot over who just pulled out in front of you. You had to emergency slam on." I said, "Nothing wrong with your driving.
Fuck off and go home, mate."
Nothing." He said, "Honestly, nothing wrong with your driving, mate." It's like, "Thank you very much." And that's
Speeds off.
I want to have a little badge. Police said nothing wrong with my driving.
I have that in writing, son.
Yeah. So yeah, I drove off and.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not fantastic on the road. I've had quite a few near misses. You're lucky you've got 4 wheels, mate.
Yeah, but you want a bike. By nature, you're going to have more misses. What's the ratio of bike incidences to car incidences?
Dead.
Yeah, something like
High.
that. Yeah.
If you're on a bike, you're pretty much wearing like you're already wearing your body bag, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I just throw out there, like, without minus accidents, one of my worst was probably another dual carriageway coming up to Norwich.
Yeah.
You know, it has them big crossings going over it.
Yes.
So you've got a dually with dualies going over it. It was pissing it down with rain, right? And I don't have ABS or anything on my bikes. Like, all my bikes are fucking proper old, proper basic. And I wasn't speeding, flat out, right? But I fucking slammed on the rear brake, or slammed on the brake, locked the rear hard, and dude, I must have slid for fucking ages. Like, I just started to, like, aquaplane.
Oh fuck.
To the point that I went straight into the middle of the. I completely overshot the lights.
Oh dear.
And just went straight over the road. I was like, oh shit. Fun times.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're on a bike, you're probably gonna die.
The trouble, with bikes, the sort of like threshold from yeah man boy to oh god I'm dead is quite small.
Yeah, there ain't much to it.
It's a lot bigger in a car because you have crumple zones. But
Yeah,
you are the
my crumple
zone.
zone's my face.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I do.
Fun,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's very fun. You know,
That's what I said to a bunch of mates. Like, I like riding bikes, but I would never race a bike. I don't like driving a car, but I'd love to race a car.
Yes.
Just because you've got, on a bike, I have the extra freedom on the road to I can scoot in and out of traffic and all that kind of stuff. Great. When you need to get A to B, bike is fantastic. It's cold, it's wet, but that doesn't matter. I have more freedom than you do. However, in a scenario where things are likely to go pear-shaped, my fucking gods, mate, bike, no chance. No chance. Like, if you lose traction in a car, like, you're not going to die, or you're probably not going to die.
Unless you're very unlucky, you're probably not going to die.
Yeah. On a bike, you lose traction, you are probably going to high side, low side. There's going to be some damage, man. You're going to be paying out. And on a bike, that's big bucks. You're pretty much going to write your bike off in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah. My issue with bikers, there's a small subset of bikers who do insist on being absolute bellends. They'll sit in your blind spot.
So I can't stand that, mate. No, get back. If you can't see their mirrors, they can't see you. And if they can't see you, you may as well be dead.
I said this to somebody at once, we're discussing motorcycles. I said, why do motorcycles just like to sit in my blind spot? And his answer was, if I sit in your blind spot, then that means you'll be more cautious because you don't know where I am.
No.
I said, that's assuming I saw you go into my blind spot.
Exactly. That's fucking dumb. Don't do it.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, he was a little bit of a arrogant person.
Like, you should always be able to see the vehicle in front's mirror. If you can't see the car in front, the truck in front's mirror, you are too fucking close. You're in their blind spot, and if they brake check your ass, it's not their fault.
Yeah,
that's on you, dude.
I also dislike the ones who they'll overtake you. And I've got no issue with motorists overtaking me because they're faster than me. I don't drive a fast vehicle. What I do have an issue with is when they will filter down the white line between two vehicles. So I'm going one way, cars come the other way, and they'll filter between us.
Not ideal. Don't get me wrong, I've done that, but not ideal. Don't do it.
If I have very slow speeds and everything's all sort of fine. On a A road.
Yeah, on a motorway or dual carriageway, fuck that.
On an A road, when we're doing 60 and the car's going away, and also this bike, and the bike's basically relying on me to get out of the way so it doesn't hit me. That's not on because you're.
Don't get me wrong, I've done that too, right? But by the same token, I'm also not the kind of person that will take that kind of shot because I've had people I've had some of my mates kind of not be here anymore because of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
because that's messy.
That's kind of what I want to say to person. I want to say when they see him do that, I want to say, Greg, you do realise if something goes wrong, you're the worst off. You're going to come off a lot worse than me.
Yeah, damn right.
Even if you're right and I'm wrong, you can be as right in the world. But if you're dead, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you may as well. Let's put it this way: when you're on a bike, you may as well be a pedestrian.
Yeah,
there's you're a high speed pedestrian, mate. Like if you clip a car, you're dead.
I
Or
find
you may as well you may as well be. Gravel patch, dead. Oil slick, dead. Fucking like wet lines and that on the road, dead. Don't act like a twat.
yeah,
Being on a
I
bike is a luxury.
I find it's worse around March, April time because I think the trouble is people who've not had to ride all winter because a lot of bikers will just put the bike up for the winter.
They're all fair weathers, yeah.
Yeah, March, April comes around, the weather starts to get a bit warmer, a bit nicer, it's a bit brighter. They all come out and they've basically not ridden that bike for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And they basically have forgotten how to ride it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones they'll then start, they don't quite know what they can and can't do. That's when they start doing the stupid things. And then that is where I get very, very annoyed.
I will say, once upon a time, I was reckless as fuck.
That's just
and then,
youngster age, though. Eh? But
yeah, that's just young, just being
same
young
is
and
true
stupid.
in cars.
Yeah, but well, I'll tell you what. Do you want to know the bit that really gets me on a bike?
Yeah.
Right. If I fuck off that bike, and I survive, I will heal. My bike won't, and neither will my bike gear. I can remember I got some pretty nice bike gear once upon a time, and it was like, right, I'm going to take this corner. It's fine. Just ease into the corner as you normally would. And I was like, shit, man, but if I fuck this up, I'm going to wreck my gear.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I was like, nah, man, I'm just going to ride like mega conservatively.
So it doesn't take a lot, does it, to wreck that gear?
No, not at all.
It's
One
like,
off, and you've basically fucked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember once I had an off on the way into town, or the way back home from a long road trip. I just got back into town, just filled up with petrol. I didn't notice I was being a twat. I didn't notice a wet drain cover. And the next thing I know is I'm taking this corner, the back end of the bike slips out, and I see the bike sliding one way down the road in a shower of sparks, and like it hits the curb and then starts spinning down the road.
Yeah.
On the engine case, and the next thing I know, I smack my head into the curb as I'm still going sideways as the bike's going forwards. And then not long after that, I remember getting picked up off the roadside. Someone picked me up, helped me up, because I was gone.
Probably the best thing they should have done in that situation, but
no, not really. Helped me pick up the bike. As we then pull off. Fuck, man, I must have been stupid because I didn't think at all. Next thing I know, I didn't even check my brakes. I pull the brakes, I couldn't brake. There were no brakes.
Oh fucking hell!
So I'm bombing it down. I'm bombing it down the road towards Normston Park.
Yeah.
And I had to skip the islands between the fucking roundabouts because I couldn't stop, dude.
Fucking hell!
I couldn't. It was too wet. I couldn't take the corner, and I had to skip it.
Is it true that I've heard that in the case of biker gear, if you have a helmet, you literally drop it on the floor, it's ruined?
Yeah, it's gone. It's fucked. You've completely ruined the structural integrity of that helmet. You might as well not be wearing it. You drop it or someone punches it or whatever, because I've had people like do that. They'll see that I've got a helmet and then just fucking wrap at one. And it's like, great, now I might as well just put that in the bin because there's actually nothing there. There's obviously a bit of foam, but the structural integrity of it's gone. So where I might like hit here, if I've already cracked down here, well, that's not going to fucking do anything. I'm just going to pound my head into the fucking thing, and instead of it kind of absorbing, it's already broken. So
I think if I had the choice of a helmet that been dropped to the floor, no helmet, I'd still treat the helmet.
Well, yeah, you'd still want to wear the helmet, but realistically, you shouldn't be riding with a broken helmet.
No,
just don't ride with a broken helmet. I can't stand people who don't wear their gear. And don't get me wrong, I've done this. I've ridden without gear. I've ridden without a helmet.
Yeah.
But don't do it. Fucking don't do it. I don't give a shit if it's too hot. And you're like, oh, no, yeah, it's too hot today. Don't be a twat.
I tell you about the one I came across the A146 back in like August time. He was riding on I mean, it looked like a moped, but it wasn't. It was going a lot faster than a moped. It was doing about sort of 50. I'm not sure if they get
mopeds will do 50.
Will they? Okay, it was a moped like thing on the A146. So this is an A road. So you know, not like in the town.
Single lane carriageway, maximum speed around 60 miles an hour.
Yeah. T-shirt, shorts, flip flops.
Dickhead.
He had a helmet. He had a helmet.
It's not good.
I know.
I don't give a shit.
Why bother? Is that just that I thought when I saw that? I thought, well, he's got a helmet. Is that so they can identify him?
I remember when I did my bike test, my bike lessons. And the bloke who basically said to me, "So why do you do shoulder checks?" And I was like, well, because there might be something there. It's like, so why is it so many people aren't doing shoulder checks? So, because they're assuming that they're safe. It's the same reason that they don't wear their gear. It's like, well, what's the likelihood of me having an accident? You don't wear the gear, 1 in 100 times I'm going to have an accident.
Yeah.
You don't know when that's going to be, man.
Yeah.
Just wear the gear.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know before you start the journey when that accident's coming.
Yeah.
So, well, I haven't had an accident the last 99 times I've gone out in my boxer shorts on my bike. That's not the point.
No one plans to have an accident.
Exactly. Well, it's not an accident, otherwise,
Yeah.
is it? It's a fucking stunt.
Yeah.
But just don't do it. Leathers, fucking full gear, trousers, cover your legs. Fucking either a good thick pair of jeans or armored trousers. Fucking decent fucking jacket, gloves, right, and a good pair of fucking boots. Because, dude, if you're wearing a fucking t-shirt, pair of shorts, your skin, that road's gonna be like sandpaper, motherfucker. Even at like 30 miles an hour, you are going to get torn to fucking shreds.
Yeah.
It's not if it happens, it's when it happens.
It's sort of like part of the club is coming off a motorbike, isn't it?
We all come off. Some of us get back on, some of us don't, and some of us can't. Stack the odds in your favor so that you are one of the people who can get or has the choice to get back on.
They say in farming, you're not a real farmer until you've nearly been killed by something.
Yes, I could imagine. That's pretty true because that's a dangerous ass job.
It is a dangerous ass job, and I've had my near misses. One time when the boss actually thought he had killed me, which was quite good.
I mean, it's really, but the thing is, it's really simple to do.
Yeah, it is. It's one.
You get comfortable, and it only takes a small thing to do you in.
Yeah, yep. So, and it's the same size. I think you're till you've had a prang, you're not really been a cyclist.
That's it.
Yeah, and you've got to hope that prang is the one that you walk away from.
That's it. It's fucking. I mean, I think I've had three proper offs, either 2 or 3 proper offs in my time. I've dropped my bike loads. But like actual come off at speed whilst moving, maybe only 2 or 3 times. And I've been on the road for over a decade now, but fucking just stack the odds in your favor.
Yeah.
Do everything you can to stay the fuck alive.
Yeah. Talking about
really easy not to be.
Yeah. Talking about trying to stay alive. I've been playing. So this is interesting because we discussed horror games the other week, and I'm still on my little horror game stint because it's all now in October. I've been playing the Callisto Protocol, something like that, which came out 2-3 years ago. I thought I was thinking of something older than that, but okay.
Well,
it's very clearly inspired by Dead Space, and nearly everything I talked about. What I dislike when horror games this does. It's a science fiction game. Very pretty sci-fi. I mean, it looks really nice. The environments are really nice stuff. It looks really pretty, and the animations are really good. The cutscenes are it looks really lovely, like you'd expect from a modern day game. And it's set around Callisto, where you are a cargo hauler. You and your mate are shipping out cargo from Callisto back to other places, back and forth. And it's a prison planet, and you're back in it. That's what you're shooting back and forth from. And you're on your way back after your last haul. You get attacked by this terrorist group called the Outer World. I think Outer something like that. And they attack you. You manage to retake your ship, but in doing so, you end up crashing back on the planet. And they send a guy out to get you, and he rescues you, and he says he's like, okay, we've got you here. We'll pull you in, and we've rescued. Your mate dies, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, should have been wearing his helmet.
Ironically, yes, he should have been, because he was half his face got whipped off. If he'd been wearing a helmet, that wouldn't have happened.
Told you.
And the great thing about that is you have little you're clearly traumatized by this, and so you'll have a little flashback to it, and the game like will try and like there's like bits of the game where you have these little flashbacks. But they seem to forget about that after like the first hour. Because like the first hour you'll have like little cutscene where he appears. There's another bit where you hear like I think he's like whistling or something. You hear him, and you walk past. He's not there, and then the game completely forgets about him. He's disappeared now. He's not reappeared in the game. So I've got over that bit of trauma. It's fine. But basically, after you get rescued, they decide that actually, because it's like a high security place, they don't really want you to know what's going on. All of a sudden, they just turn you into a prisoner. And you get basically turned into a prisoner and you get put in the prison. You have like this thing stuck in the back of your neck called a core, which is very Dead Space-esque, that shows your health bar. You know, there's a big green thing in the prison in the back. There's no real explanation as to why it does that. Because there's no real good reason why they want prison. I mean, I think Dead Space is explained when they're working together in teams. They can see, like, at a glance how healthy each other is, and like, no one's got any injuries and stuff. I think it's explained Dead Space. I've not played Dead Space, but I think it is. There's no explanation for this. It's just you've got this, and yeah, pretty much all of the end of prison, it all goes to shit. Weird alien dudes can turn people into real monsters. And they are like zombies, and they come at you, and you have to beat them up. And this is basically where the game starts to go a bit downhill, really. So let's talk about the crimes it makes. So first of all, actually, character acting, voice acting, fine, not a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
The levels are clearly designed to be a game level. They're not designed to even try and make you think it feels like an actual environment.
So, two notes. One, it doesn't seem like it'll fit. And two, it's so linear, it's painful because nothing would be designed that way.
Yeah. The levels don't make sense. They are linear. And there are ways to do linear levels that make you feel they're not linear. But this game fails that. There are some levels where you can go multiple routes, but you just feel like they've like had an idea and they sort of like put something. So you end up going to like a laundry, and apart from coming into a room that's got like some washing machines and seeing some like bags of clothes, like those big like long bags they have of clothing in on like on a conveyor on completely different separate levels. They don't go. They're not in any way linked together, so they don't make any sense. That's really sort of the only sort of lip service it pays to it. It just. Each level has been designed. They've designed them as a level first, and then sort of like tried to dress them up as something else. And
they've then tried to stick them together somehow.
Yeah, it's like, why would this be like this? Why would you design your levels? There's a bit where you have a door, and one of its sort of mechanics is the doors will be locked with these fuses. So there'll be like a little slidey switch. There's a fuse, and basically you put the new fuse in, you pull the switch down, and that will unlock the door. Some doors require two. There's a mechanic where you'll come to a door and it'll be locked. It's got two of these fuses which either side, but you don't activate those. Oh, no. You take the fuses out, you walk back, you climb up a couple of crates, onto this like gangway that has no other way to get onto it, apart from these crates. And there's two more fuses there which you put them in, which activate a machine which open the door. It's like, who would have designed it like this? Why would you?
That's why the crates are there, mate. The maintenance guy's like, oh, for fuck's sake, who's moved my crate?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you do it like this? It doesn't make any sense. And it just irritates me. Relies a lot. The level, the space or like base you're on, is very dramatic deliberately. There's a bit in the laundry, right? You walk down a flight of stairs round this corner, and as you walk down the corner, dramatically all the lights switch off. Clunk, 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 clunk.
As they do.
And about a second later, a monster jumps through a glass panel and attacks you. So I went down there, killed the monster. I thought, this looks like the way I've got to go. The fact that lights are going clunk, 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 this tells me this is the way I'm meant to go. There's some bits I didn't go down. I'm going to turn back around and go back and see those bits, which is what I did. I then came back, walked down the stairs. It's all lit up again. As I walk the stairs, clunk, 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 clunk. The all lights all go off dramatically again.
Oh no, it's like that's a triggered event.
It's like, but then why is it triggered twice? Why is it reset?
Yes, I don't know.
It's like, what? This is dramatic, built-in dramatic lighting. I'm impressed.
It's like one of those houses where they've got the switches, but it's the reverse. The lights turn off as you go near.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
we've got a mate who's got the same kind of thing in her hallway, and she walks through the hallway and it lights up, and then behind her turns off.
Yeah. But this one works like this time turns off as you walk towards it. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is exactly it. Like this is the challenge, mate.
Yeah. I was like, why would you do this? Combat. If I had one,
Someone wired the sensors up back to front.
if I had one, so combat. If I had one word to describe combat, it's tedious. So there are some nice features about the combat. So it's predominantly melee. You know, beating everything up. You can get guns, but the guns don't really do much. But like your basic enemy, like the most, it takes like 8 or 9 hits to kill them. That's a bit of a ball, 4, 5 or 6. And what they'll do is, so how combat sort of works is if they, in some ways it's very simple, which does work. This I do actually quite like this way of it, how it does things. If you are like in combat mode, so you've got your weapon out. If you basically dodge with A or D, but you don't have to worry about timing. As long as you are like, say you have D down and you're dodging, the enemy swings at you, you will dodge out of the way. However, you have to switch to going dodging the other way. If you like carry on with D, next time they'll hit you. So you have to alternate between the two. That means you're not relying on like really precise timing to make this work. That actually works quite well. So you like because and it sort of like makes it a little bit like if you're not great at timing, which I'm not. This makes it sort of playable because you can sort of dodge and swing because you've got to switch between the two. And if you keep switching, you'll be all right. And then you can like sort of like you still got like time your return blows. If you get it wrong, then between they'll get you and so forth. So there's a certain degree of tactics to it. Because like even like the most basic enemy, even with an upgraded. Because you basically start off with a pipe, then you pick up like a stun baton thing, which is like your melee weapon. Even though that upgraded, it's still like 4 or 5 hits to kill a basic enemy.
Yeah.
And when you've got lots of them, it's like, this is going to be tedious. You just know it's going to be tedious. Guns mean, one thing I do like with enemies is that, yes, you can do headshots. It doesn't stop them coming at you. You blow their heads off. They just keep coming because they're monsters that don't care. That's like that. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm down with that. That's all not quite neat. But does that mean you inevitably you will end up having to play it going close combat? The game really wants you to do close combat, and because there's no like, you don't feel cool doing it. If it started off, if the game. If fairly quickly you got like a better weapon and stuff, so when you got like sort of like more basic enemies, you could like take them down a couple of hits. So you feel like you're a bit cooler doing it. I can understand it. But when it's like, okay, they're going to be a real pain to deal with, and we're going to throw like 5 of them at you in one hit. Although it's okay, they do take turns. They will wait patiently while the first monster's attacking you before. Literally, I wish I recorded it because there's literally a bit where I'm fighting a monster, and the monster's just stood behind and waiting.
Is there so is it the idea like in Alan Wake where the main character is just fucking weak as piss?
You're
like
big
they're
burly
supposed
guy.
to be weak as piss because
I suppose you could look at it another way. The monsters are meant to be tough, but you're quite a big burly guy, and you do some like when you will like you do sort of like a lot of like finishing moves where you like sort of batter one of the monster's heads in and stuff. You do a lot of finishing moves, but your guy's pretty robust. I mean, there are some interesting monster designs. So you've got like the standard monsters that will like charge at you and swing at you, the ones that like spit at you, those sort of things. There's like these little grubs that will come and grab you and try and like sort of like climb into you and stuff, which is quite neat. There's these really horrible things that are best way I can describe them is they're like the barnacles from Half-Life, but they're ground based and the tongue's got a head on the end. So this tongue comes out, the head grabs you, rips into you, and starts to drag it in, and you have to get a knife out and furiously stab it. There's a lot of like hitting quick time buttons to stab things and stuff.
Not a fan.
Not a fan of that. No. Oh, you have to hit it really quickly. It's like, oh, okay. Why can't I just like have to use my gun to shoot it? You know, why? There's no skill in this. I just got to hit a button quickly. There is in the level designs there is so much of. Oh, this door needs to be pulled open. Hit Q. I've rekeyed it to Q. Hit Q repeatedly to pull the door open.
Yeah, I can't stand that either.
No, I can't stand it either.
Can't stand it.
And the other thing is, there's a lot of shimmying. You know when you that thing where you get to like a very thin gap and your character will go sideways and slide along the gap?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of that, lots of that in there. There's like whole segments where you just shimmy. It's like, this is not interesting. Like, just I'm bored of shimmying now.
What the hell was the last game I played that did a lot of that?
I think it's a
I
very.
don't remember that. But there's been a few games I've played, you know, in somewhat recent history where some of them are like proper old games, which you kind of expect because they sometimes use that to mask loading screens and stuff. But sometimes, like, why the fuck am I doing this? Why?
This game also doesn't let you be clever. So I was doing all those shimmy things, and I shimmy past, and there's like a bad guy who's like covered like in this webbing, and he looks like he's like dead. And as you shimmy, and as you go past, your guy goes, "Poor bastard." And as you go past, the camera will dramatically reveals round, and as you go past, you just see his eyes open up on this dead body's eyes open up. Now, I immediately turned round and started hitting that dead body with my weapon. It clipped straight through.
Yeah, because you can't do it until you get out of the shimmy section.
I got past the shimmy section, but I went back to it and it was clipping straight through. So, okay then, carried on walking through a door. Guess what attacked me? This guy. He's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's what I mean. There's a trigger to it.
Yeah, that's like this. Oh, that really irritates me. Like, at this stage, you're just trying to design like an action film.
Yeah.
And you're trying to, and you basically, it's at this point, you might as well just have like a dance mechanic and I have to hit the things into the range of the beat because this is what you're like trying to push into the game.
Yeah.
So it's just like that really irritated me having to get past that. It's just all those sort of little things that just like make me think, why are you doing this? Why this game could be fun, but you keep doing your best to make it unfun.
Big or small studio?
I think.
Is it like one of those copy paste like Unreal Engine games that you know?
It's
you know what I mean? Like when you're talking like the Arc days and all that, where everything basically looks the same.
It's an Unreal Engine 4 engine. UE 4 engine. Striking Distance Studios. That's. I don't think they're a small developer. It was a fairly heavily. I remember when it came out being quite heavily pushed and publicized. Oh, you'll like this, right? This is published by a publisher called Krafton. Okay. So when you start the game up, you have your usual EU and A agreements and stuff that you sign. There's a player conduct agreement you have to sign. This is a single player game.
Right.
And the player conduct agreement will be things like you agree that you won't like cheat, you won't like hack the game, all this sort of stuff, right? You've signed this agreement so you won't do this. So why is that there?
Is there like a score? Like, is there a high score mode or a?
Nope. It's because Krafton, they predominantly make MMOs and like predominantly online games. They literally just copy and paste the terms of service.
That's terrible.
And I took the fact that the developers give the term service as much consideration as we as gamers do.
Yeah, they give about as much shit.
Yeah, it is. 2022 this came out.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a 2022 game.
It's very much clearly it wants to be Dead Space. It really wants to. I mean, I've not played Dead Space, but I've seen my sister and mother used to love Dead Space. They've played all the Dead Space games.
So does that mean, Ram, that we're going to have to put Dead Space onto the Ram Nerds game night?
Oh,
so
yes.
we can see how shite this game is.
Yes. It's just the game does a real good thing about making you feel not cool. I don't mind feeling not cool, but at least make it sort of interesting. You know, make it sort of like it's just as every part of it's just
like I say, that's like one of the things I liked about Alan Wake. I know you don't like Alan Wake, but like Alan was a fucking goob, mate. He couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag.
Yeah.
But that was one of the things that kind of made it at least a little bit tense. Like Alan couldn't run more than 10 feet. You know, he can't fight. You know, he's not Max Payne, right? But so when you know, you get fucking wrapped and he starts stumbling about, you get it. It works. You know, when 5 people come at Alan and he fucking panics, you get why. Because he can't fight.
Yeah.
But like as you say, in the game that you're playing, the character's got a bit of sass. He's quite built, and yet apparently he's got no groove at all
Yeah.
because they're too busy hamstringing it thematically to try and make certain scenes work, and it just doesn't.
According to Wikipedia, the director of this game, the person who directed the game, was the person who created Dead Space. And it's like, you've created
Okay.
Dead Space, but a worse version of it.
So clearly, it wasn't you that was the
No.
big force behind it. It was your team.
Yeah.
Dude, can I just say, I love it when that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
I've lost all the examples off the top of my head, but where you'll see like a guy leaves company, worked on big game, joins smaller company, makes very similar game is fucking shite.
I think what it says is that people are skilled in different areas. And sometimes just because they're really good at something doesn't mean they're going to be good at something else. My go-to example for that would be BioShock 2. Now, there is a chap who's a predominant level designer. He'd level designed The Cradle and Thief, probably one of the best levels in any game I've ever played. He also designed one of the best level in BioShock, which was Sana Cohen's place. He basically then got put in charge of directing BioShock 2, or he was like, he had got creative control of it. BioShock 2 is nowhere near as it strips so much out. It's nowhere near quite as good as BioShock 1. This is a guy though. He's good at design really interesting levels. He's really good at that, but he can't do a whole game.
Well, yeah, sure. But that's not his area of expertise.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that he's like, oh, he's a hacker. It just means he's got his niche that he's good at.
It's worse though when you, as I say, when like a big boy guy from or gal from a team fucks off to a smaller company, when they feel they are the driving force of the game.
Yeah.
And I think about it like you've got Yu Suzuki did Shenmue 3. People hate Shenmue 3. Mainly because Shenmue 3 hasn't really aged it hasn't grown up. It's still like Shenmue 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Which is great, but it hasn't done anything to fix any of the things from Shenmue 1 and 2 that make it fit more with modern games.
Yeah.
The chap who created Mega Man did Mighty Number 9. That it's basically a Mega Man game for the sake of being a Mega Man game, but it ain't Mega Man.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as good. The dude who did Castlevania Symphony of the Night moved over to make I can't even remember what the game is called, but he did another kind of Metroidvania style game. It was nowhere near as good as the Castlevania games, but everyone hoped it would be.
It's almost as if like game development, it's almost like game development and stuff like that with these big games with big teams of people rely on the whole team of people.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's a bit like if you ever look at any big director, any like big famous director, have a look at the crew who work around them, like the big important people. You'll tend to find the directors are very consistent. You'll find they tend to have the same crew again and again and again. They'll have, I think it's Spielberg who has like a favorite editor. Here's a guy who edits all his films. Is it Spielberg? Some big director that has a guy who he has worked with nearly all his films to edit all his films. And that is the editor he goes to because he trusts him, he knows him.
In the grand scheme of things, there are some teams who will literally go as far as to hire the same caterers because they've developed a relationship with them. Everything just flows. They kind of know what, when, where, and why without really having to hash it all out. You know, you want to, once you've got a decent relationship with a team, ideally you want to stick with these motherfuckers because they know how you work.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
They can bounce shit off you and feel comfortable doing it.
It's a team game, and you have to have a good team around you. And you have to also have somebody. You also have to have a team who are prepared to reel you in.
Yeah,
I look at the Callisto Protocol and I ask myself, I need to play Dead Space to compare it. To be fair, but I say from what I've seen, Dead Space looks. But is this a game that like? This is what you try to do, Dead Space, but people like put the brakes on and said, no, we don't want to do this because this will just be shit. And now he's got the control to do what he wants, and it's come out shit. Because it's just.
I mean, I don't imagine it's like Duke Nukem Forever, where it's so bad it's good.
No,
like
no.
Don't get me wrong. Like Duke Nukem Forever ain't a great game, right? But it's of its time, albeit about 20 years too late.
Yes.
But like Duke as a character is fucking hilarious if you're into that kind of thing. The gameplay is fucking awful, but again, it is of its time. Or from where the kind of characters all come from. I don't imagine this game is like that, you know.
No, no, it's just it's got so much wrong with it. It's not like I can see like I can't like sometimes I see a game that's like not great, but I can see like sort of like through the cracks, like some good ideas that could just with a bit of work could be developed on. Every part of this game is just slightly wrong. The combat has got some nice ideas, but it's just the other thing you get in combat, I forgot about this. This game has their own version of a gravity gun type thing. You can pick up enemies and stuff. Okay, great. I love that sort of thing. Pick up things and throw it at people, great, right? My God, the recharge. So recharges. How long do you think it takes from base to recharge from empty to full without upgrades? 3 minutes.
What?
3 minutes.
That's like eternity in game time,
now
dude.
bear in mind, when I say recharge, this is like a mana bar type things, and that it doesn't need to be certain things will use more charge than others. But if you empty it takes 3 minutes to get back to the top. Pick up an enemy, like it's like you've put in this really fun thing. I can pick people up and throw them into like spinny. For whatever reason, I'm in this room that's a power room, and it's surrounded by spinny gears running really, really fast. I could pick two of which like a gangway. This makes no sense, but I could pick people up and throw them into them. That's brilliant. I've got to wait 3 minutes for the recharge.
Dude, I can just imagine if they did that kind of thing, 3 minutes on the recharge time of the superpowers in Remedy's Control, that would have completely murdered it.
No, I mean, okay.
Dude, I love that game. The idea of just being able to like, because Jesse Faden of Control, she can pick up things with her magical superpowers. Yeah. The idea that like if I had to, because in that game you can just like rip concrete out of the floor or out of the walls and all that, and fucking lob at your enemies. If you had to wait 3 minutes to do that, my God.
Like I say, you don't have to wait 3 minutes if you want to just do like smaller stuff. It's if you want to do like the bigger stuff. But still,
yeah, but see, that's the trick, because that keeps combat moving quicker.
Yeah, it makes you it's like, oh, I can do a really cool thing like once per combat.
And yeah, don't set me up to have something badass so that I end up storing fucking resources.
Yeah.
Just to be able to use a thing when I might have something cool going on. And if I can only do it once per arena.
So this is where how I managed to make the game more enjoyable. And I'm afraid to say I violated the player conduct agreement.
I figured there'd be a reason why you brought it up. Okay, cool.
I don't know if this game's going to now be uninstalled remotely from my PC because I've done this, but I got for after about like an hour, I was like, fuck this. Let's see if I can make this better. So what I did was I
installed the game.
No, I launched Cheat Engine, and
okay,
and I managed to locate in the memory where my health was stored, and I locked it at full, so basically enabled God mode. And B, I found out where the money was stored, because basically, one of its features is how you upgrade weapons is like a 3D printer. You put your weapon, it just prints like add-ons and stuff to it. I found out with the memory where the money was stored, and I gave myself 30,000 credits. And with that much money, I could upgrade everything to maximum. They become fun then, ish. Yeah, I mean, you think a fully upgraded baton take on a single enemy, you think you'd be able to like pretty much bash an enemy in one hit. No, it still takes like
when they lock fun behind a paywall or like artificial limitations, it's not
great. I get a gear churn, like upgrading stuff, but it should feel like an upgrade. The truth of the matter is the upgraded baton feels basically the same as the normal baton. You unlock like a couple of extra like moves, like your guy can do like a heavy hit now. Doesn't make sense why he can do that now, whereas before he couldn't do that. But now because it's the baton upgrade, not a U upgrade. But it just sort of like makes a little bit more. But it basically makes the game a little bit more fun. And the fact that I don't have to worry about health just makes the game a lot more fun, because it makes your combat. You're not like having to worry about like sort of like being Combat's already tedious. If
Yeah.
you have to be cautious about it as well, that makes it even more tedious.
Well, I mean, you did say, oh, yeah, because like I said, if there was any kind of theme reason or mechanical reason as to why that was the case, fine. But there doesn't appear to be in this game.
You get. I mean, literally, you can take quite a few hits. Because when I was trying to work out what the health one was, I had to basically just keep getting hit so I could see.
But again, though, this is, as I say, this is like the Alan Wake thing. You know, Alan Wake, it's part of the theme as to why he can't just mow down fucking shite tons of enemies.
Yeah,
In this game, there isn't, the game you're playing, there isn't.
Yeah.
They've set it up to be so much more fun, but they've tried to limit it to force you to play through to get to the fun bit. And it's like, I'm sorry, if you're going to pad that much, man.
If the enemies were like less common, so that each one was a bit of a challenge, that probably make up for it a little bit. But when they start just throwing at me like you're playing Doom, that sort of like ruins this a little bit.
See, I will say, there's an opposite kind of scenario in that where you've said how there's a serious limit in combat potential. I also wouldn't really be all that happy if it went Doom Eternal styley, where you have to juggle resources all of the time.
Yeah.
To get through an arena, because that's one thing that really put me off.
Yes.
With Doom Eternal, so like Doom 2016, you're like this fucking high power killer machine. You run in, you pick your favorite gun, you dispatch the enemies, move on to the next arena, right? In Doom Eternal, it's really heavy on resource management. So if you want to get this kind of resource, you have to kill the enemy whilst they're on fire.
Yeah.
You want to get this kind of resource, you have to stab the enemy or cut them in half with the chainsaw. You want to have this next resource, you have to do. I was like, dude, I don't want to have to juggle that. I just want to play the fucking game.
The trouble was, the mistake they made there was they called it Doom. Because you went in knowing how Doom played, and then they changed how it played, and it's like, well, this is not this is not what I signed up for.
Being an old school Doom fan, I didn't get what I wanted.
If they called it Devastation, and it played different mechanics, you'd be more forgiving of it because it's like, this is a different game. But when you take a game,
it looks like Doom, it tastes like Doom, or like it looks like Doom, it smells like Doom, it doesn't taste like Doom.
Yeah, and when you call the game Doom, that's a problem.
Yeah,
it's a bit.
I mean, a lot of people liked it.
It's a bit like someone makes a lovely shepherd's pie. You love the shepherd's pie. It's delicious every time you have, or cottage pie. Let's use cottage. And you think it's delicious every time you have it. It's delicious. Then one time someone goes, "I've made the cottage pie. I'm calling it cottage pie, but put corn mince in it." And you just go, "Okay, it's a cottage pie. It has got mince in it, but it's just not. It's not what I signed up for."
Yeah, sure. See, and like, you know, some people like the way that they did Doom Eternal, where they've made it all like, you know, run in, jump, resource management, and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's so good. And I'm often one of these people who complains about a lack of useful mechanics, like force mechanics, because there are times when I just don't. If I'm playing a game and you've got a bajillion mechanics out there, and I pick one skill tree and I just power through the game, your game isn't designed very well. Your combo mechanics and that aren't designed very well. Doom, fantastic, forces you to do it, but that's not what I wanted from Doom.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry. As you were saying, if the game that you were playing did that, I'd probably be equally as pissed.
Yeah, I was like, I got to the stage going, "Oh fuck this," which is when I then decided to hack it, which I don't do very often, apart from when I do get games which just frustrate me, and I feel like this could be. And it's like, the sad thing is, this game, by giving myself infinite health, this game's now fun-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not great. Don't worry, the combat is still tedious, but not having to worry about dying makes it means I could just like muller in there, not worry. I can just go in there and just keep hitting things. If I got knocked down, it's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Because that's the other funny thing is, when you get knocked down, the monsters all patiently wait for you to get back up again. They're really polite, these monsters. Smash on the ground. Right, guys, stand around, wait for the stand while it goes through stand-up animation.
Yeah, no thanks.
No. It's got the game just needs like someone to redesign it. Redesign the combat. Make combat feel really like By the time I've got like an upgrade baton, I should be able to smash a monster in one hit. I'm sorry, I just should. I should.
Or there should just be there should be a specific mechanic that allows you to like one shot a weaker enemy.
Yeah, yeah. There are
Kind of like in Dark Souls, if you go at it from the front, might be 2 or 3 hits. If you kind of scoot round to the back, like you parry them, that's a one shot.
So there's this mechanic where if you beat up a monster enough and like sort of like make it vulnerable, like a targeting retinal will appear on it, and you can then draw your pistol by you have to aim your you have to push the aim button on your pistol, but it will lock onto the monster automatically when you do so, and then fire your pistol and shoot it. Doesn't kill it. It like does a lot of damage to it, but doesn't kill it. It's like, you want me to beat a monster up, aim at it, draw and fire the pistol. I mean, again, aim is basically hitting it by locking on. Lock onto it and then draw and fire the pistol, which has got to have an issue, which is fair enough. That should be a kill. That should be an instant kill. That should be a finishing move. If you're going to do that, let me kill the monster. If you're going to have me shoot a monster and then not finish it, I mean, I think they're like really weak monsters. It does, but it's like slightly like more like lower, not like mid range, but sort of lower range monsters. It does. It's like you've missed it. You've just missed the. You've missed it again. You've just missed that little bit again. You could have made this with a bit of. If someone redesigned the combat in it, but make it, or either redesign the combat or reduce the amount of monsters in it, because it's not really. It
needs a balance patch.
Yeah, make combat more fun. Or if you're going to not make combat more fun, at least make less monsters about, so that when it comes across, it's like a bit like Silent Hill 2, where there aren't actually that many monsters in Silent Hill 2, but because combat's a bit of a faff and stuff, it sort of works, and it's still old school style combat. Don't give me Tedious combat and throw loads of monsters at me. Just don't do both. Pick one or the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I'm about halfway through. I'm probably going to finish it because it's not very long. The single player game is 7 hours, and I'm about halfway through. So that's short enough. And I've modified it. I am at the stage where I can enjoy it enough to probably finish it, and because I do kind of like. I mean, the story is. I mean, the story is kind of obvious where it's heading, but I'm kind of enjoying following it.
Right.
Because you like the warden of this place, who like as soon as he first appears in a hologram, you know he's going to be the bad guy.
Yes, Doom 3 then.
Yeah, and when you get crossed, and I want to find out who writes these people, right? You get across and they all talk about the next stage of evolution. Why do these people think the next stage of human evolution is just some monster that's brainless that goes around very aggressively killing everything?
Doom 3.
Who thinks that's the next stage? Next stage of evolution? It doesn't make sense. No one would do that. So I know where the story's heading. It's just not. It's not inventive. It's not fun. It looks really nice. It looks really nice. Even on my my machine, which is a little bit old, it still looks nice.
Yeah.
Although I'm playing on high settings, it benchmarks it for high. So there you go. And it's got some interesting monster design. So the monster design is interesting, but it's like they rely on too much. They rely on so many jump scares in this game. The amount of jump scares they rely on is insane, to the point where they don't work anymore.
Very boring.
Jump scares are there's always going to be some exceptions to the rule, but yeah, jump scares are a cheap cop out, because a jump scare takes advantage of an automatic response in you. They're not scary. They rely on the fact that your body just automatically goes, that's not scary. Scary stuff should work on your mind, play on your mind, just like build horror, so it's all more deep down. A little gut reaction is just boring.
I agree.
So, and this game has a lot of jump scares in it. There's also enemy talk about annoying enemy types. There's these security bots, and they are like ultra tough enemies, and you'll come across them, and they will, most of the time they are like, when you encounter them like in the game, they are like disabled and damaged and stuff. There are a couple bits we have to sneak past them, although that's piss easy, because There's literally just low walls the whole way round. But there's one bit where you can actually sort of engage in combat with one. I don't think you have to. Now, at this point, I had modified the game. It could still kill me. Because its attack just kills you automatically. There is no... And its attack goes through everything. So standing behind a crate goes straight through the crate. Doesn't damage the crate, but goes through it. Takes you out.
Yeah, this sounds like a game made... Like, it's just jank.
It's a game they've tried to force a action game into an action film into a game, and it just hasn't worked. Just pretend not. So no, not great at all. It's messed up a lot on what makes horror games interesting. It's not a horror game. It's kind of dull.
Yeah,
truthfully. Like I say, I might well finish it because I've probably only got like another 2-3 hours to go, so I can whip out like an afternoon or an evening. So I might well finish it, but I'll see. So no recommendation for the Callisto Protocol. Which is a shame because on paper it's sort of game that when I looked at the screen, I thought this is a game that could be a bit about my street, but it's clearly not.
We're gonna have to Dead Space it.
We are gonna have to Dead Space it. Is it only Dead Space 3 that's co-op? They're not all co-op, are they? It's only like the third one, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not. They're not all co-op.
I believe I have them. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the third one that's co-op mode. But again, I think it's a bit of a jank co-op mode in that there's only technically one character, and basically, I think your co-op partner disappears in the cutscenes. I think.
Sure. Halo level co-op then.
Yes. Right then. Well, I think that's where we are for the time. I think that's all that's done now. So I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. If you've enjoyed this, please consider coming and joining us on our next games night, which will be on the 23rd of October. Oh, that might not be, because we might be doing 24-hour games, 24-hour stream. So watch out for that on the YouTube channel. I'll put a schedule up, but sometime that week, we'll probably do a 24-hour games night. So
fantastic.
There won't be a podcast on the 24th. There won't be a game stream on the 23rd. There'll probably be something else going on. So watch that space. So then if you skip that, then you can join us for our next games night, which will be on November the 6th, 2024 GMT 80. That'll be at 8:30 GMT plus 0 because the hour will have gone back. The hour will have gone back by that point. And you can join us for our next episode 254 of the podcast on November the 7th, at 6:30 GMT. So thank you guys very much for watching this evening. For me, the Suffergram.
Skazz, yes.
We'll see you all in a few weeks.
Take it easy, guys.